Guys, welcome to the Born Offside podcast. You're not going to want to miss this one. On this episode, we are talking about Sam Kerr's shoulder charge. Was it onside? Was it offside? You tell us. We're talking about the UEFA away rule change. If you ask me, the Champions League has changed forever. And finally, we're talking about Australia's rankings in the AFC. It's a shocker. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Tune in now.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Born Offside podcast. Kat's already got the giggles. I don't know why. No. Good afternoon, Kat. Olan, how are we?
Good, not bad. I just got nervous. I don't know why.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why. That's why I was laughing. I was like,
it's been a while.
It feels like it's been a long time.
It has. I know. It feels longer between this podcast and the last for some reason.
Maybe a lot's happened. What's happened in your life?
Have you been cheating on us again, Kat?
Oh, you know.
You've been on other podcasts?
No, not this week.
Okay, good.
I stayed loyal this week.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a longer... No, I think it's the end of the year. I'm just so ready to just have another year.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that, Kat. Drunk as always. Olan.
Yeah.
Been a big week for you, mate?
Nah, it's been all right. Like, just been doing my thing, creating content, you know, getting out there.
Did you enjoy the TikTok event?
Wow,
you know
Claudes.
TikTok? I've got a few words to say with you, TikTok. Yeah, not coming at me, not inviting Big Verge to the event. Do you know who I am? You clearly don't. No
and
one
did you notice who made the final cut of the TikTok promo video after that event?
Oh, yeah.
None other than Claudes Fabiano.
Yeah, I slide my way into these things.
You're always there, popping up.
I'm just backposting.
And then what happened at the after party, Claudes?
Yeah, I just managed to get
So
free
you're even
unlimited
at
drinks.
After parties too.
After parties, skip the line and free drinks, which was funny because all these creators with like millions of followers and they didn't have this wristband, and they were just like, you just got to know. You got to time your run.
It is truly the most Claude story
You just got to time your run.
you could ever hear.
Yeah.
Time in the run right?
Yeah.
Just off the last shoulder of the defender.
That's what it is, right?
It's
that Frank Lampard run. Remember, he used to arrive late into the box and the ball just comes to you.
That's it.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Incredible.
Anyway,
You can't buy that.
it was a busy week because then after that, the night after, I caught up with Cesc Fabregas, one of your favourite players.
Oh my gosh. I had such a crush on him when I was little,
Shock.
I could see why. He's a not only is he a phenomenal player, but he's a great guy.
What was he like?
He's also married to a Lebanese woman, so
Have you seen?
he knows
his
what's
wife?
good.
Nah.
She's beautiful.
What are we talking? Prem levels?
So he's 34.
Yeah.
And his wife is 46.
No
and
way.
I actually
she
didn't
looks 24.
Wait, so how long they been together then?
Stunning. She's stunning. They've only been together, I think, less than 10 years.
Yeah,
she was married before Cesc. But
did they get married?
She was married to some really wealthy Arab guy.
Yeah.
Were they married like while he was like in the playing career rise and all that stuff, or was it like after?
Yeah, about halfway through. Halfway through, because we
Okay.
spoke about nightlife. Like I asked him, I was like, what city that you've played at? Barcelona, London, Monaco, which has the best nightlife? And he was saying, he's like, I'm a married man now, but back in the day, I used to get up to some mischief. And he was telling me, he said nights out in Madrid were wild with the Spanish team and stuff. So he really, he's not afraid to talk about all that stuff. He is a very cool guy.
Sick.
Was a good week.
It's just sick how you even have those conversations with Cesc. Like that's a casual conversation.
Yeah. I like doing that when I interview footballers. I like talking to them about that type of stuff because you ask them about the team and they'll just give you the most media answer ever.
Yeah.
They don't expect
years. They've been doing it years.
Exactly. They don't expect, and you got to realize these guys, they're human beings. Not only are they human beings, they're young guys with millions of dollars in the bank.
Yeah.
They get paid to kick a ball.
Yeah.
And chances are you're going to be a pretty cool character if that's your job. Like they've got mad stories. They're happy to have a laugh.
Because they've lived in all these different places as well.
Yeah, they're living the life. So
you've interviewed people more towards like the end of their career, right?
Yeah.
So you feel like they're more willing to share stories when they're like basically done with the game.
It's interesting, right? The younger players that aren't as established, they don't give you much because
Yeah.
I think they're worried. They're looking over their shoulder. I can't say too much. I can't. You speak to the older ones, they tell you all the stories.
They're not scared of the media the same way the young ones
No one's
are.
going to drop Cesc Fabregas.
Yeah.
So he can say whatever he wants.
It's true.
So, it's that was a pleasure. Another good thing that I saw during the week, this popped up on TikTok. You saw this? That you and I are in Football Manager? Did you see that?
No,
yeah,
what?
I did.
What is
yeah. Obviously, I didn't even know I was in there, but apparently somebody tagged me. I had loads of people tagging me in it, and it was like all the teams that I'd played for and my stats and all of that sort of stuff. And it was just, I was like, shit, I didn't even know I was on there.
So me and Olan were in Football Manager. This guy put a thing up going, Aussie TikTokers that I found on Football Manager, and it was in the same video he put Olan and then me.
Oh my gosh!
And this is what made no fucking sense, right? Kat, you've seen me and Olan next to each other. They had him at about 194 centimeters, had me at 178 centimeters.
Yeah, they're calling you.
You're taller than that.
What the hell is that?
You're taller than
You're
that.
telling me this guy's 15 centimeters taller than me? There's no chance.
They're calling you a midget, man.
There's no way.
You're not 194 and you're not 178.
No.
Surely.
Wait, 194. What is that in
I think that's like 6'3" or 4.
Yeah.
I'm 6'3".
No, you're not.
Questionable.
6'3".
Maybe with your hair.
With my hair's giving me an inch. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
But that was cool. So cheers for that video. That was
thanks
awesome.
for that video. That was a sick video.
Didn't know we were on there. I'm going to move on to some Premier League action because the biggest talking point, I think, from the Prem was some of those penalties were outrageous.
Outrageous.
That came up in the Prem this weekend. Our boys, Chelsea,
Yeah.
got a little lucky.
We did. Like as much as I hate to say it, I'm looking back on that Rudiger pen, and when I was watching it in slow mo, and when I watched it in full motion, I was like, oh, pen. When I watched it in slow mo, I'm like, I don't know if that's a pen, bit soft, because I think if that challenge is made somewhere else of the pitch, do they give it a foul?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then obviously the second one is a bit.
Second one's more of a pen.
More of a pen.
It's just stupid
The
defending.
first one I'm thinking, no,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
So,
even Salah, like,
I don't
the
think
Tara
that.
Mings one, I can see why they've given it.
Yeah, it's where it happens too. I feel like they're so sensitive. Salah falling in the box. Come on.
Yeah.
I can't cop Mo Salah. I cannot cop Mo Salah. I can't cop Mo Salah because he's such a good player and he gets into the box and he can clearly whip this ball. And you're telling me like one of the fastest guys in the Prem all of a sudden loses all his speed, slows down, stops running, hits the player, falls.
But it's like what that's what they're trained
clever.
to do.
It is
what
clever.
They're trained to do. They teach you from when you're flipping young in England.
Yeah.
Sorry, my voice just went high there. Any non-league team I've played at, if you stay on your feet in the box, the gaffer's yelling at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you're almost conditioned to be like little contact in the box.
It's
I'm
the
going
only
down.
way. It's the only way you'll ever get it.
You know what I mean? So it's like you almost have to look for it. But
It is
I
also
don't
the
agree
most
with that.
frustrating thing to watch
Oh, man.
in the game.
That's what I mean. As
It's
a
the one
defender,
thing
like,
I just dislike
and
about
I think
football.
also like outsiders that like casual fans or people that don't watch the game as much, that's what they take away from the game. They take away that diving aspect, like footballers are pussies or whatever, because all you lot are flopping around.
Yeah.
So it's like that aspect of the game is just one aspect of the game that I feel like it just kills the game for people that don't know about the other aspects. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, my dad actually, when we were watching a game together, he asked me, he's like, why do they keep falling over? Like, what's the deal with that? They're so weak.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I'm like, if you don't fall, you'll never get
You don't
the
win
free
foul.
kick.
And not only that, you're probably more likely to hurt yourself if you don't fall.
Yeah.
If you try and stay up, you try and go against the challenge, that's when bad things happen. If you ride the challenge,
Yeah.
let them go through you, you're not going to get dangerously
No.
injured. You know, all the big injuries come when you're going one way and you try and keep your feet.
Totally.
So I kind of respect it, but Mo
Yeah.
Salah going down the way, now that's just...
Well, Harry Kane used to be the worst one of it.
Yeah.
Remember Harry Kane used to do this thing, I don't know if he still does it anymore, but there used to be so many clips of where he was basically like a defender, whenever he's going up for a header, right? A defender would be jumping up to go for a header. And he would like back into them, so they'd like come over the top of him.
Yeah.
And it was super dangerous, but he'd get the foul every time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying like that's
a
like,
foul the other way.
It's a foul the other
Yeah,
way
that's
because he's
offside.
backing into them to make sure that they basically land on top of him. You know, centre back going up for a header.
Yeah.
It always happens, but I don't know if he does it anymore. But there used to be people.
He doesn't really play much anymore.
True.
And when he does, he
Don't know what's
may
happened
as
to
well
Harry.
not.
What's happened to Harry Kane, man?
Yeah, he clearly wants out. But it was a crazy week in the Prem, and Tottenham not playing, of course, because of their COVID outbreak. But then you had City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and United all winning with very controversial penalties. So it wasn't a great look for the Premier League.
Something in the air.
Something in the air. But I tell you what, in the A-League, though, like A-League Saturday night game on Channel 10, and these games, I find that that's the most important game of the week now, because you talk about the casual football fan. They're going to be those guys that flick on Channel 10, and it needs to be a good game. I remember the first two big games on Channel 10 were Socceroos 0-0, and then Sydney Derby 0-0. And I was like, shit, this isn't good, right?
No.
The game on Saturday night was great. It was 2-1, Melbourne against Adelaide. It was tackles galore.
Yeah, that
Flying.
second half
I didn't watch
especially
it.
was
It was
really
good,
good.
man.
Good game.
Some of the tackles, everyone flying into each other. Lee Broxham going through everyone, and there was actually a yellow card given for simulation. someone trying to win a penalty. So it was a real tough, robust game, and it was.
I like
you know
when
what?
you see that. Just on that point, I think it's. We were just talking about how it's annoying sometimes to watch players falling left, right, and center. but when they get a card for doing it at the wrong time,
that's good.
It's kind of satisfying.
I like that. It's onside. I like that.
Yeah, no, it was great. And the A-League was good this weekend. But going back to the Premier League, just some big storylines that came out of it. One of it was Raul Jimenez, Wolves striker against Man City. Unbelievable what happened to him. So
what did he
look,
do?
he gets a yellow card just before half time for holding a defender as he's playing out from the back. So he's a striker. He's clearly tried.
Anyway.
Yellow card.
Yeah.
Ball gets put down to take the free kick quickly, and he's standing in front of the ball. And one's thinking, he's going to take a step back. Surely he's going to take a step. He puts his foot out to stop the free kick. Second yellow,
He's given
red.
them less than a meter.
What an idiot. That's so stupid.
Benefit of the doubt is that he had a head injury last year, so maybe, and he still
His
wears.
screws are still loose from last season.
Benefit of the doubt. Everyone was saying.
Well, I mean, he's still got his brace on, so.
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe he's just not thinking straight. Raul, I'll give him benefit of the doubt.
Gaffer's fuming.
0-0 against
Not
City.
Good.
They were doing well at that time. Had to play the whole second half with 10 men, and
You just can't be making. You can't be doing those things at that level.
Yeah.
When I play, sure.
Yeah.
I know someone's going to do something like that because they don't understand the rules.
but not millions of pounds.
Not Jimenez. He should not be doing that.
I don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
It was a brain snap. But I tell you what, it wasn't only the only striker in the Premier League that you just think you're earning all that money, you got that much responsibility. What are you thinking? At least Raul Jimenez managed to play 45 minutes. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, one of the senior figures at Arsenal, was left out of the squad, and apparently he's going to be left out again this week for their midweek game for disciplinary breach. The word is he's flown. I believe he flew out of the country to go get a tattoo.
Oh my God.
In Barcelona, I think it was. Was it in Barcelona, producer Chaps? In Barca. He flew to Barca to get a tattoo 24 hours before a game. Arteta's just gone, mate, you're not playing, and you're not playing midweek either. Onside or offside? What are we thinking about this?
Depends what the tattoo is.
Yeah, I know. I'm curious.
If it's a fire tap.
Depends if it's a fire tap, but nah, I think that's offside. I mean, you've got bigger responsibilities than flying out to get a tattoo. Why is he flown out? I don't know. Tattoo parlor in England.
No, he must be a special tattoo parlor. Once you've got a tattoo guy or girl,
it doesn't matter.
you stick with them.
You're a tat person?
I've got a couple of
You
tats.
got a couple, yeah?
And they're all from the same person.
Okay.
Too. So I get that.
Okay.
I get that. But I do think it's offside. This is your job
Yeah.
that you're paid very well to do. Just stay away.
And isn't he skipper as well? Wasn't he skipper?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's what kind of example you're setting for the younger lads as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's so far offside.
He's a little like Kane this season in the sense that I feel like he's been a little bit kind of
like this is his
in the
last
shadows.
season, or
He doesn't feel as into it this season.
No, they were great without him.
Yeah.
They beat Southampton 3-0.
Absolutely.
I think his time might be up at that club. I think him and Lacazette, I think their time is kind of up.
I feel like Lacazette still has more influence on the team though. And I do see how his presence lifts the squad a bit more.
Sometimes.
I don't feel like Orba has that kind of influence on the team.
he did when he first come there though. He was amazing. He was like the star man. He was the talisman. Everyone was looking to him for goals and stuff. But I feel like, especially like this season, he's just dropped off a little bit.
Yeah, Orba just feels like a striker that probably had so much more potential. Could have been a superstar African striker like Samuel Eto'o, who's also in the news recently because he's become the president of the Cameroonian Football Association.
The president of the Cameroon. So what does that job entail?
He's in charge of Cameroonian football now. He's the head.
That's massive.
And could potentially get into government from that role. We've seen a few people. It's always strikers as well. We've seen
because Drogba done something like that, no?
Drogba was involved in his country. Andriy Shevchenko was involved in Ukrainian politics. And George Weah, who's Ballon d'Or winner, is the current president of Liberia.
I mean, it makes sense.
Because you know what it is, especially like, I'll speak for us Africans as well, like especially when we see someone that has carried the country or put a mark on the country that like the whole world knows who that person is. Yeah. You're almost seen like above a president status. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like Didier Drogba, that obviously Samuel Eto'o, like what he did for Africans or Cameroons when he was playing was just like way more than any president for Cameroon has done. Yeah. So it's like, that's why I guess like, especially those African footballers from those low-income countries, they just put them right up there. You know what I mean?
Like Mane does a lot for his
he does
community
so
as well.
much
I
stuff.
think it's not even just the influence, it's the money. They actually have access to so much more. They can do so much more and make such an impact.
Because
those kind of salaries are very hard to come by in that part of the world.
Yeah, of course. No,
Yeah.
it is massive. So keen to see what Samuel Eto'o gets up to. What a striker he was. I saw that in the news and I was reminiscing of his time at Chelsea. He only scored 9 goals at Chelsea in 1 year.
I just feel like he had way more impact than that 9 goals.
But he scored a hattie against United.
In
those 9 goals.
A third of his goals in one game.
Yeah.
There's some funny stories out there about Samuel Eto'o. We should find some. There's definitely some funny ones.
Apparently he was a character.
Yeah.
So legend. Good to see that he's doing good things. Another
love
striker
that.
who probably won't be elected or in any sort of position of power or anything after his career is Mauro Icardi.
Oh God, another episode of Icardi.
Icardi needs to be on the podcast because we talk about him.
We do. We talk about
more
him
than
so
anyone
much.
else.
He needs his own like born offside segment.
I'm waiting for the
Offside
Mauro Icardi
segment.
show. I'm waiting for it on Netflix because, you should know the story by now. Obviously stole his missus off another footballer, then cheated on her. She was going to leave him. She's also his agent. They're back together because he gave her all his money.
Yep.
Now, back acting as his football agent, she's been spotted in Torino speaking to Agnelli, who's in charge of Juventus, for looking to force a move back to Italy, and he'll be up front for Juve. This guy always gets a top club.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell he does it.
But
it's decent striker.
He's a good striker, but
Come
it's
on.
like what he comes with. It's almost like the Balotelli thing because like Balotelli now is just like tarnished. Like he can't go to any top club because of like everyone knows his reputation. But it's like Icardi's still getting that kind of free pass where like
Incredible.
we know you're coming with baggage, but we'll take you anyway.
Yeah.
You know
I don't
what
get
I mean?
it. I don't get
He's
it.
getting away with it.
Maybe
'Cause-
one day he's a good agent. She's doing a great job.
Must be because when you're looking to recruit players and whatnot, that kind of baggage that's PR. That's bad press. And from like media perspective, you're just looking at it and you're like, are you gonna do this type of shit when you're in our team too?
Yeah.
You really have to consider that.
Look,
It's a lot of work.
Doing very well to get those kind of moves. If he goes to Juve, that's massive.
I think Juve are desperate at the moment. They'll take whatever they can get. Another draw for them on the weekend. More points dropped. It looks more and more likely that we won't even see Juventus in Champions League football next season. So
Jeez.
they've got to turn it around.
It's probably been a while since that's happened, though. Really,
Yeah,
Like,
it's been a
Juve
while
not
since.
even-
They were dropped about
Yeah.
15 years
Yeah.
ago. It's the second division, but yeah, it's an up and down club. They will be back though. It's Juventus. They always find a way to buy the best players, and they'll be back soon.
Yeah, with Icardi, they'll be fine, eh?
I don't think Icardi's the answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so. Love this one. This one went viral over in your hometown, over in the UK.
Yeah.
It was a tweet that I saw from Kieran Jeet, screenshot of an email that he received from his gym.
Oh,
Did you see this one?
No, I didn't see it.
For
This is
repeated
incredible.
misconduct. So I think he was going to get banned from his gym. And the repeated misconduct was he yells, "Sue!" after every set that he completes in the gym. Onside or offside?
That's fucking hilarious.
that's so good. It's so good.
Oh, it would be in England that you've seen that. Was it in Manchester? Probably.
Probably.
Probably
Yeah.
in
Oh, can you imagine you just finish your bench press? Sue!
That'd get fucking annoying after a while, to be fair. Oh, my
I'd say
days.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
What did they tell him? What did he breach? Was it bad behavior? Like, how can you call someone up for that?
What
It's
you
just
mean?
antisocial behaviour.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
antisocial.
Imagine you're trying to dig into like bench press or whatever, and there's a guy like, "Sue, Sue." Nah, I'm not having that. Like, I'll be looking at it like,
Are you sure, or would you join in?
I'd probably prefer that to some of the big fellas I get at the gym here.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
You know, those guys, I can't stand when people
Arguably
make
just
noises.
as annoying.
I don't know. I feel like I make noises too, man.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You're
one of
that
those,
guy.
man.
You're
You're-
I
that
feel like
guy.
it's like it just adds to the like, you know, like you just
Oh,
it just adds to the curl, you know.
Oh,
it just adds to
God.
the power that you're getting in the elevation.
So are
The
you?
bass-
But are you focusing more on what you're doing or the sound that you're making?
both? It's got to be a good sound to go with the movement. It has
do you
to be-
compete with someone else in the gym? Like, it's like who can make
Nah,
the louder
nah.
noise?
I've got the headphones on, so
Yeah.
but I'm just like I just like the. Mine's not loud though. Like not everyone's like looking
It's
at.
just- yeah,
It's
yeah.
just to myself.
You think that you got headphones
Yeah.
in there?
That's
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Sorry if you're listening. That probably sounds so weird.
A bit of ASMR, a bit of OLANTEKKERS.
Yeah.
Thanks for that one. Yeah, but no, I think I hope he keeps his gym membership because I think that
Yeah.
he's way on side.
I actually have so many friends who are consistently saying it
Little
every
Sue.
time I see them
Sue.
for no good reason.
Yeah.
Like we were at a pub on Saturday night.
Just so
We get out of the
addictive,
pub
isn't it? Like-
and they're just in the street and they're fully doing the
Just
pose and everything, just
Sue.
jumping. Sue! I don't blame
I
him.
don't know.
It's hard. It's so trendy right now. It's just in your head all the
it's
time.
addictive, isn't it?
I love the little one. Have you seen the video?
That was very good.
TikTok.
That's
one.
my
Yeah.
favorite.
Wait, he's on FaceTime or something?
No, that's kind of funny. Yeah, no,
Incredible.
that's good.
Incredible.
It's addictive. It's
Brilliant.
Tied to Ronaldo as well, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's iconic. Always has to be the man of the hour. Now it's time for a bit of onside, offside. This
the
is our
best.
favourite bit.
Let's go, baby.
First one, big news relevant to the English game, also relevant to us Aussies, and that's Sammy Kerr, who recently
Big
finished in the
news.
final 3 for the Ballon d'Or. Of course, she's one of the best players in world football at the moment. She plays her football for Chelsea. They just won the FA Cup. Massive for them.
Huge.
They're playing Champions League midweek against Juventus. Pitch Invader. You had to have seen this. It was all over social.
Posted it.
Pitch
yeah.
Invaders.
If you
on
didn't see it.
He's no one knows what he was doing, but he was on his phone. It looked like he was kind of trying to film a story or something. Sammy Kerr kind of diverts out of her way and shoulder charges the Pitch Invader, and he hits the deck pretty hard, right?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Made news everywhere, and the crowd was cheering, to be fair, because he was stopping the play. Onside, offside, Sammy Kerr shoulder charging the Pitch Invader.
What do you go first, Kat?
All right.
Because it's
Look, for me, I know it was probably uncalled for. It didn't need to happen. It was a bit violent for no reason.
you think it's violent.
He didn't touch her. He wasn't doing anything to her. However, it was one of those things where you're looking at them and you're going, that was the best thing that you could have done in that moment. It was so satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
And I know what Sammy's like, her personality. She's like that.
You
She's
hang out?
going to
You
do
guys- you guys
something.
tight?
Yeah, we're tight.
Yeah.
Talk every day. Yeah.
We talk every day.
Okay.
She told me, she's like, I can't wait to shoulder barge someone.
Yeah.
But I can't lie. I loved seeing it.
Okay.
It was something very satisfying about
Olan?
it.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. But I was just like so Aussie, right? Just like you know what I mean. So I feel like the Aussie people just like enjoyed that moment. But it's just like for me, I think the A-League posting it. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
The A-League posting it, and then the comments, loads of Karens in the comments. That was pissing me off. Saying like,
What
this
were
is-
they saying?
Like, this is a cruelly violent. Why are you posting this violent matter? Don't post any violent stuff to this page. I have small people that watch this.
Small people.
Yeah,
Yeah, Olan calls kids small people.
small people. That's what they are. Small humans.
Dead.
That listen, that watch this page, blah 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 blah. Like you're inciting violence, this, that, and that. I just thought, shut the fuck
Nah.
up, man.
Enough. Like, she's just trying to take the stage back. Look at this guy
Yeah,
coming
what
out
do you
here.
think about that,
We were
Claudes?
talking last week how tough it's been for women in football.
Yeah.
And then a man runs onto the pitch.
So is that what it is? Because he was a man and she was a
Yeah,
woman?
but I also think Sammy is the type
because
to do that.
there was a question here from the Football Capital, the guys at the Football Capital who got a podcast as
I'll pick
well.
you guys up.
Check them out if you haven't. They've said if it was Cristiano Ronaldo or another high-profile male athlete shoulder barging a female pitch invader, do we think the reaction would have been different?
Oh,
Definitely.
Fuck yeah. it'd be
But it
different.
wasn't.
But that's what I was gonna ask you as well, Claude. Like similar to that, if it was roles reversed, like I reckon number one, the guy his career would be done. I reckon the guy's career would be probably finished.
Well, look at what Cantona did to a man, not
Yeah.
even on the pitch.
Yeah.
Imagine.
That was a
drop
drop kick
kick.
in the face.
Okay.
Are you really
Yeah.
comparing a drop kick to a flipping shoulder pass?
My mind went straight to that being. I'm just thinking of what was
he got
really
prison
uncalled
time for that.
for.
He got prison time, cat.
He got prison time.
Yeah, I
Can't
know,
get burned
I know,
out.
I'm not
I
saying
know.
Sammy Kerr should get prison time. She got a yellow card for it, and people weren't happy about that. Okay, my problem with this,
Yeah,
and I'm
talk
gonna
to
be
me.
devil's advocate here. I'm
No,
gonna go
be
a bit different.
devil's
I wasn't
advocate.
a big fan of it, and
Okay.
I'm gonna say it was offside.
Okay.
The reason is it was the situation as a whole. I don't just think I'm not really targeting Sammy Kerr here, to be completely honest with you, because she did it. Yeah, that's cool.
Could have been
That's
anyone.
fine. The reaction from Australian media was stupid. Everything you just said, the A-League post, like really slow news day. Are you taking the piss?
Yeah.
Sammy Kerr just won the FA Cup
Yeah.
days before that, and I didn't see much about it. 3 days later, she shoulder barges a guy on the field, and all of a sudden, mainstream media in Australia, how good was this? She just won an FA Cup at Wembley in a packed Wembley Stadium, most crowd, like biggest female football crowd in England. You didn't report on that, but you reported on her shoulder charging. For me, it's not a gender thing.
Yeah.
It's not even about men and women. It's
Yeah.
Australians
Yeah.
and this culture of we like that, tough,
Wow.
footy, gym, shoulder charge.
Facts. There's
Come
all
on, mate.
that whole
you know what I mean?
that whole persona about like
Fuck,
Australian
anywhere else in the world, that's
toughness.
unprofessional.
Nah,
to us, it's like,
that's
yeah,
you
it's
know what?
tough.
That's a really good point.
That's
When you talk about the fact that so much of her achievements haven't been reported on to that extent. It does make you realise, like, where are the priorities?
I just think, and I know I always compare it with the English league just because what I know, but I just think like the Premier League would never post that to the page. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like the stuff that like the Australian media is grabbing onto to post is just like, I just don't feel like it's pushing the game the way they want to push it. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like it's changing the dialogue around the sport is less about the skill of Sammy Kerr and more like,
she's a really good athlete. Like, she's got a bit about her.
Because it's a bit funny or whatever.
And this is what I want to reiterate, right? I'm not trying to bash Sam Kerr here because I think she's a phenomenal talent. And like her goal in the FA Cup final, the chip that she scored in the FA Cup final, that should be shared across all of Australian media. Not shoulder charging some guy on a field and receiving a yellow card. And I saw people posting, "This is my captain." Oh, really? Is that? Oh, like that's what you want your captain to do?
Yeah. No.
Your captain's there to shoulder barge.
It's like, man, it just tells you, like, sometimes you got to remember that the general population sometimes aren't most clever.
Yeah. That's a really good point, Claudes.
That's a good point.
Because I hadn't really looked at it from that perspective. Because I'll admit, I took it for like what it was. Video of Sammy Kerr shoulder barging a dude who ran on the pitch. And it's kind of annoying when that happens mid-game.
I wish I had some more context.
Like, and also,
I agree.
And also, like, when I'm looking at the clips, I'm analysing it a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know, like, I've been at a game when the pitch invader comes in or whatever. That situation looked like, when he came on, it just looked like...
He was taking the piss or something.
And he was taking the piss, number one, and it just felt like the security, number one, it didn't feel like there was anyone that was like, oh, let's go stop this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, if there's that sense, then I feel like she was like a little bit like, fuck it, I'm just gonna. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas,
No, as
like,
I said, I'm not really judging
context.
Sam personally
Context,
because when I
no,
look at it, I'm
context.
like, because I've seen there's pitch invaders that have run on the field and grabbed Messi when he's not even, and they stop and take a photo with them, you know, because as I said, it's not their job to do anything. It's the security's job. Their job's to play football, so they don't get involved. And I think that's what being a professional is all about.
Yeah.
I don't know the context of this. He could have been on the park. He could have been filming himself talking shit about the players.
Yeah.
Like, he could have been saying some bad stuff. Which that's why I'm not really holding this against Sam, but I just think the media reaction is ridiculous.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll give you that, because trying to find articles about women's football is really difficult when I'm trying to... If you miss a game, catching highlights, reading about the game, really difficult to find. In fact, the FA Cup, you talked about it. The BBC didn't write a single thing about it for days.
Wow,
my friend,
crazy.
she lives in London. She called them out for it. I saw her Twitter post and she's like, why is there nothing on the women? Fair call. Like, why not? But it's a really good point. I type in Sammy Kerr shoulder barge and there is just endless news articles about it. Everybody giving their 2 cents on it. So, very good point.
I agree.
Yeah.
I hate when we agree.
I was kind of hoping one of you would disagree with me, so we could fight a little bit about that one.
Made such a good point. I was like, "Fuck, that's true."
Yeah, I don't know. I just kept seeing the praise, and I just thought this is getting a little bit ridiculous. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, next one. Next one I want to talk about. Another reason why it's just social media in football, man. It's just, I feel bad for these footballers because once upon a time you could have fun, you could do your thing. Now there's always a camera on, there's always a phone on. It's like Red Bull Salzberg, top team, flying at the moment in European football as well. Austrian Bundesliga. Not Red Bull, not RB Leipzig. Red Bull Salzburg.
Shit, okay.
Yes. Geography, not Olan strong point, but Salzburg, Austrian city.
Yeah, that's the one.
Nonetheless.
Austrian.
You're not here for geography. Yeah. You're here for your banter. Red Bull.
just the banter.
It was just
vibes.
I hope he knows the other team.
I'm stupid. I'm here for vibes. Anyway, go on.
Red Bull Salzburg apologized to Sevilla, Spanish team, Olan.
Okay, yep. I know Sevilla, bruv. Come on, bruv.
They qualified for the knockout stages and they beat Sevilla 1-0 at home. After the match, they're celebrating in the change room, and one of the media people went live on Instagram.
So on whose team?
Salzburg in the dressing room. He's gone live in the background. The players don't even know that they're live. They're just celebrating, chanting with each other, right?
Sevilla, okay.
And one of the words they said, blah blah blah, they referred to them as Spanish wankers in the chant. That they're just chanting to each other, Spanish wankers. Right. They got absolutely smashed for it, and they had to publicly apologise. They came out on Twitter and publicly apologised. Onside or offside? Is it just dressing room banter or
That's banter? Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Well,
is there anything wrong with that at all?
I don't think it's the wankers part. I think it's the fact that it's become racial the moment you say Spanish wankers.
But are they doing this after every game they win, even if it's an Austrian team?
I don't know. Well, exactly, yeah. I don't know.
It was just
so you're
in
saying
that
it's offside,
particular...
what they're doing?
No, I think this is...
It's fine.
I think it's offside that someone is filming that shit because the stuff
Yeah,
that
but
is
he was
talked
going
about
live.
we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Change room culture is toxic as hell.
Yeah.
If you
Is that
filmed
okay?
half
But
of
they
that,
do it. But footballers
I
do it
don't
all the
think that's
time,
okay.
where they go live after a big win or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I just feel like I don't feel like it's that deep.
Because when you walk in after a big game and it's been tense and there's been tackles on the field and you've just had a run out of words with a few players and you walk into the change room,
And
think of some of the shit you've said.
Oh, mate.
And if that was
Imagine that's
captured on camera,
online.
we'd all be cancelled.
Oh, yeah.
None of us would be here, right?
100%.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, right? It doesn't make that change room culture okay.
No, okay.
Either.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of bad.
Changing culture is toxic. Should not be recorded for anyone to see.
Exactly.
Let's be very real here.
Well, you can't record in a toilet. You can't record in a change room if you go to the gym. So you shouldn't really be able to record. You shouldn't be allowed. I don't like, here in Australia, like you see it. I don't know if they do it much in the football, but I've seen it a lot in like rugby league and in other codes. They've got a camera in the change
Yeah,
room.
you can literally
everything,
see.
right?
That's shit.
Yeah.
Surely that's offside.
It's a bit too far.
It's funny sometimes. It's good content.
That's got to be the sacred, like, if I was
I
a
agree.
coach or if I was a I'd
because they
hate
can
that.
see like exactly how you're coaching, exactly how you're talking to
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
That's the area of the game that we as players or as fans don't want to see.
Yeah.
I feel like that as a player. I don't want to see that.
It's also that as a player, you need that moment to detach from that
The-
other side of the game. This is where you kind of get back in the zone. You talk between each other, and it shouldn't really matter if you're
Shouldn't
saying
be
something
on-
that's a
shouldn't
bit
be
offside.
recorded.
Well, now we got all the Netflix and Amazon docos and stuff. Like
Yeah.
every year there's a
I
new
love
team.
that, though.
You love that?
I do.
That
because
cameras have all access and they're
I
everywhere?
love watching it
Yeah.
because, like, especially like the Man City one, and even the Tottenham one. What I took away from it was that, like, even like I played at whatever low level, and I compare it to like I'll say, all right, so Mourinho, how does he like? They talk to each other. Their conversations are exactly the same as some of the conversations I've had with my coaches at the lowest level.
Yeah.
When they come in at halftime or pre-game, it's exactly the same as the conversations that I've had with certain people in my team, but theirs is just on a massive scale.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. So that was really interesting to me because I've never seen that aspect of the game before.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to like be, okay, like Man City and Tottenham, like.
But
they-
I wonder
have
if
the
they're
same
different when
problems.
there's a camera in the room. If they turn it up different, or if they act different,
You
or if
are.
they just forget about it after a while.
No,
I reckon
Or
after a while they
maybe-
forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was this. Oh, what's this clip of? We should try to find it. The clip of it's like when what's his name? Pep comes in to the change room at half
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and he's talking to. Someone got. I want to find it, but he's talking to David Silva, or he's saying like, when you go home, you're gonna turn on your TVs with your family, and you're gonna watch Arsenal against Crystal Palace. And Bernardo Silva's face.
Bernardo's face, yeah. What the fuck is this guy on?
We have to watch Crystal Palace and Arsenal. That's his face. And someone's like clipped it on his face, and like he's so confused that we have to watch them now. That was hilarious. So it's like those little things like that.
Yeah.
Like you can't pretend. That's just all real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We've digressed a lot.
Yeah.
I digress.
Sorry,
We
Kat.
No. it's
I just
okay.
wanted to have a chat. About
No.
That's okay.
I'm just thinking back to like whether or not it's onside or offside. I can't decide where I stand on it. It's just one of those ones I feel like you can't change that change room culture. But as soon as someone pulls out a camera,
Yeah.
the likelihood that something bad is gonna be
pretty high.
shown is
It's
so
extremely
high.
yeah.
Or there's probably going to be a cock out in the background. 'Cause
Exactly.
It's a change room. And
Yeah,
someone's probably just going to
someone's
get it
out.
out.
Yeah.
It's the showers
Yeah.
at the end of the day. I'm going to move on to the next one. Onside or offside, UEFA Champions League draw is about to happen.
Yep.
Big. Always big. I love it. Something about
Yeah,
something
I love
about
it.
draws. Like this is football. You try explaining this to a rugby league fan or an AFL fan that you can get up in the middle of the night to watch a couple old men open little star
little-
balls.
Well, I'm not used to getting up in the middle
And
of the
tell
night,
you
but
which. Yeah, I fucking love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Anyway, the Champions League draw is about to happen, round of 16. But for the first time in a long, long time, the away goals rule has been scrapped.
This is huge.
Onside or offside, no away goals.
So far offside.
Really?
It's not even on the pitch. Like, do you know the
Why
reason?
is it offside though?
Do you know the reason why we cherish Champions League football or the group stages or like the round of 16 is because of those kind of games.
Yeah.
Like that whole Barca, Origi court, like that
Yeah.
whole Barca. Would that happen if there was no rule with the away goals?
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't happen. So I reckon them changing that is just. I don't even know how to work it out without the away rule now.
Yeah. So now, like, if you go, you know, Kat, you're a Liverpool fan. If you're playing against Atletico Madrid, you go away to Atleti, and you lose 3-2. You come home, you win 1-0. it goes to extra time. It doesn't matter that you scored 2 away goals and it makes no difference. 3-3 on aggregate, extra time. That's the rule now.
I don't agree with
But you know why they've changed it?
Why?
It's because they worked out that statistically the game has changed so much that really the amount of away versus home goals is not, the disparity is not as big as it used to be.
You know what they actually found? So studies found that when this rule was brought in, they had the percentage of home wins used to be at 61%. It's dropped to 47%. They reckon the away goals rule has killed teams now because at home you play for a draw and away is when you really want to score. So because you want to score away, you just don't want to concede at home.
Yeah.
So home teams are losing more games or failing to win games because they're too scared to leak a goal.
And you don't want to concede at home.
That's become a thing, right?
You concede 2 goals, you're done. At home,
exactly.
You know,
it's pretty much.
And so thousands of people are paying to come watch you play, and the boys are parking the bus because they don't want to concede.
It's just full
I hear
defensive
that,
mode.
But some of the best games have
I know.
come
No,
from.
I agree with that. The history around that approach to the game, that's what makes Champions League.
Yeah, it was the Champions League. That was like, that's almost like what the Champions League feel is like. Oh, the away goals, don't concede at home. Now we've lost this one. We can go there and we can catch them with 2 goals at their ground. You know, that's almost the whole Champions League feel. Like to take that away, something that's been there since I can remember watching Champions League football. I'm just like, that's offside for me.
Yeah.
It's not offside to me.
No, you happy with it?
I'm not happy with it.
Yeah, but it's
I
fine.
just get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I think when you look at the stats, there's very little justification for it these days.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a stat person. I want to be someone that...
Yeah, but you're assuming that teams are going to go away or at home and just play completely differently now.
Well, some people do.
But what's the
Might
reason?
be for the better. It might be for the better.
Yeah,
They
but
might
what's
play
the
more
reason
attacking
for
now.
that? It just means where they would have put that effort in the away, they now have to play like that at home. Or it really makes no difference.
Yeah.
They still have to win. The whole concept of the game has not changed.
You have to score more goals than the other team.
Yeah.
Because before you could go through scoring the same amount of goals, now you need to have scored more goals. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's going to encourage more offensive play, is what they're saying.
Yeah, I
But
think...
I'm a Jose Mourinho type guy, so park the bus and get out of there.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I will
0-0 at home, 1-1 away.
Exactly.
That's the
We just
classic.
need a 1-0 away. We just need a 1-0 win away from home.
And that's it, you're through.
That's all you need.
I don't
Applies to
agree.
life as well.
I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to give it these knockout
Yeah.
stages and I'll make my decision after that because I'm not sure. But I don't like it because I am the same as Olan. I'm a bit of a football romantic. But if they come out and it's a sick knockout stage, I'll stand corrected.
Yeah, I think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big
It's a
change to
huge
make.
deal.
It definitely is. It's a big one. You
But-
want to talk about big deals.
Yeah, talk to me about big deals.
So that's UEFA.
Yeah.
We're now going to bring it a bit more locally to the AFC,
Oh,
right? The Asian
no.
Football Confederation. I know
Thing
you.
that I know nothing about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, hit me.
So the AFC has released their league rankings, right? So Europe has the same thing. They have like UEFA league rankings. I'm sure the Premier League is number 1 at the moment. I think Serie A, Bundesliga usually compete for 2. I saw recently the French league dropped below the Portuguese
So
league.
this is like the whole of that
They
area.
rate the leagues.
Okay,
right?
cool.
So the Asian Federation does the same thing.
This side, yeah.
Exactly. And they released their new ratings where the A-League sits. It is-
Where is the A-League sitting?
First of all, how
Wait,
many?
yeah, how
So-
many? How
how
many?
many countries are in it?
There's 47 nations total that have a league. Okay. Where do you think the A-League would sit in Asia? Like
Has to be minimum 4th, 5th.
4th or 5th?
I would have said top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah, has to
Okay,
be.
so you're starting to be generous there. Like, you'd say, who's better than us? The J-League?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
Japan,
Korean.
Korea.
Yeah.
Qatari League has stepped
yeah.
up recently. The UAE, Saudi Pro League.
I don't know
Okay.
anything about them.
So the Saudi Pro League came in at number 1. Okay. I'm going to ask you
If
you...
A-League's below 10, I'm
So would you say...
fuming.
I don't feel like this would be in the podcast today if we were
Would you
higher
say
than 10.
would you say that the A-League is better than the Thai League?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you took
I've got a
Thailand.
friend.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who plays for Bangkok FC.
Yeah.
What's
and
it saying
he-
over there?
He's played here. He's played over there, and he said it was much more challenging here.
Yeah. So the Thai League is 9th in Asia. It's ranked 9th in Asia.
Top 10.
It's above us. It's above
Okay,
us.
so we didn't crack the
The
top 10.
Hong Kong come in at number 11.
Oh my God.
It's also above us. The Tajikistan Premier League.
What is that? What is that?
you
What
didn't,
country
you
is
didn't know
that?
Salzburg. You won't know Tajikistan.
ever heard of
Where is
Tajikistan?
where is that? Is that a country?
They come in at
It's near
12th.
Kazakhstan.
They come in at 12th, so they're above Australia.
Oh, this is a violation to
Your
the high
mates,
screens.
Lebanon.
No.
First of all, watch your time.
No.
Lebanon have the 18th best Asian league.
Yeah,
which is
they sure do.
ranked higher than the A League.
Oh my goodness.
Coming in at number 21 is the Bangladesh League,
No, we're not even top 20.
and the A League comes in at 23rd.
No way.
Underneath Bangladesh, Lebanon, Tajikistan, Hong Kong, Thailand, and a host of other nations
Who
that
did
Olan
you
has probably
guys-
never even heard of.
Who did you guys piss off? That's the only question
Everyone,
I can
by the
ask,
sounds of
because
it.
That's
It's poor, isn't it?
it's clearly done to it's clearly like someone's annoyed. Like that's no.
Is that offside?
That's so upside.
That's
Are we really worse than the Bangladesh
No
League?
way. No way.
God.
No way.
But how did they? Do we know how they rank it?
So-
are we told?
Firstly, because of this, we lost the qualification spot. We now have one direct qualification spot to
Oh,
the Asian
God.
Champions League, right? Because we're
Yep.
worse than all these guys, apparently. I think I can't
Yeah.
imagine that this is talking about quality of football.
No.
Because we may as well pack up our shit and go
Yeah,
home,
yeah,
or just
yeah,
like
yeah.
learn a new sport. If we are actually worse than that, we may as well like put our
That's
eggs in something else.
hilarious.
I don't think it's that. I
No.
think it's
Yeah.
the fact that our system, and when you look at our league from the outside, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you take away the quality and you go, oh, okay, that's cool. Do they have promotion relegation? No.
Okay.
Okay. Do they have? And even when you look at what time of year do they play? Oh, they don't play the same time as the rest of Asia. Okay. That's cool. So, because you know how the Asian Champions
Yeah.
League is on a completely different time to the A League, which to them probably makes no sense.
Really? So that means like when the Asian Champions League's on, the season's already like
It's already finished.
Yeah.
So that's why we'll send like
That's so
last year's
weird.
winner, who's probably shit now. They're playing Asian Champions League.
Oh, that's so.
Like, look at
weird.
Sydney FC now.
Yeah.
So Sydney FC are pretty average now.
Yeah,
but they'll be going and playing
Yeah,
Champions
Asian-
League, and even though Melbourne Victory did that, so that's also another thing. But we can't play winter because we'll compete with other codes. That's plain
that's
and
the-
simple.
and
what it
like
Because
is.
in
there's
that-
just too many sports.
Too
And
many
again, it always
sports.
goes back to that. There's just so many sports in Australia that it's so hard to fit in football.
Well, you're trying to get into the NRL now.
And NRL is screaming my name, so I'm trying to find a team.
Even
team.
you're jumping ship.
Yeah, I'm like, see you later. See you later, A-League.
Dead.
I
But
don't
yeah.
know. I haven't picked yet, but yeah. I
Yeah.
just think it's a lot. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of sports to choose from in Australia.
I think when they look from the outside, and they say, okay, they got no transfer system.
It's a checklist, right?
exactly.
They're going through it. There's a criteria, and we're obviously not
The
fulfilling
youth system
that.
just got kind of put in place, kind of. Some teams still don't really have it properly. There's no promotion relegation. There's no second league at all. I
There's
think that's
talk
where it
of
comes
it.
When you see,
right?
when you explain it from that aspect, it does. But I guess because we're in it, and I'm just like, surely we're higher than flipping. What was that country's name?
Bangladesh
Yeah, whatever they're called.
or Tajikistan.
Tajikistan.
Yeah, that's the one. Like,
I'd be
I'm just
gassed with
like,
this. Tajikistan coming at 12th in Asia. That's pretty good.
That is.
I'm
I
going to be
can't
YouTubing
believe that.
Unbelievable.
Tajikistan
Yeah.
football.
go
Shout out
after
to
this.
those guys.
Check
And
them
shout
out.
out to the Thais making the top
yeah,
10.
I know.
as well.
Impressive.
That's
Yeah.
mad. That's mad.
Fantastic. Yeah, poor for us.
Yeah,
and we
poor.
lose the Champions League spot, which pisses me off because I feel like in this country we don't take that competition seriously,
No.
and it shits me because as someone who loves European football, and like Champions League is the be all and end all.
Absolutely.
It is what it's all about. How do we not take that competition seriously? Like,
So
I'd
why
rather win a
did, why did
Champions
they
League
lose
over an
a
A-League.
Why did they lose a spot?
Because we're
Oh, because
worse
they've
than Bangladesh.
dropped
We're
down.
23rd in the
Oh,
thing.
so if you're higher ranked up, you get.
You get more spots.
I didn't know that.
You get more spots, yeah, because our teams do nothing there.
Wow.
Besides Wanderers, shout out to them. They,
Yeah,
they went all the
I
way
know.
and they won one.
Yeah.
Our teams like you, the Super Sydney FC team, which dominated Australian football for 5 years, couldn't do nothing in Asia because I just don't think they take it seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with other competitions as well. Like Wanderers didn't take RPA seriously. What happened?
They got taught a lesson.
Got taught a lesson by the MPL dogs.
Don't underestimate Leichhardt.
Hey, I've been saying RPA do their thing, man.
Shout out to the MPL
Yeah.
because they haven't even had a season for the last 2-3 years.
I
These
know.
guys
Yeah.
haven't even been able to play with COVID, and then they
And
go
then
out and beat
ahead
an
and
A-League
rock
team.
out and go beat
Incredible.
Wanderers.
This is
yeah.
why we need
And
the
I'm
B
a Wanderers
League.
fan.
This is
so-
why we need the B League. Well, Kat, you read my mind. 'Cause
I did,
actually,
Claudes.
this is usually the part of the show where we start going into our audience questions. And I
Okay,
do want
let's
to take
go.
this opportunity to say muchísimas gracias and thank you to everyone for all the subscribers, all the love that's coming in.
Yes.
It's picked up over the last week. I've noticed it.
Love you guys.
Plenty of numbers coming
Yeah.
in over the last week, and we love that. So many questions. And one of them, Paul Soravia on Instagram messaged
Yeah.
us.
Man like Paul.
Man like Paul said, how will the B League work and who should be in it?
How it's going to work, I have no idea.
Yeah,
Who should
no.
be in it? Well, our top NPL.
Yeah,
no?
we've got to go like RPR, Marconi, Sydney,
Blacktown.
United.
So you're bringing back the old clubs. You're not making new clubs again.
Do we make
They've got
new
so much
clubs?
history.
Yeah.
But I know.
Is it
people
dangerous
say,
to have that cultural?
I know the whole cultural, like the segregation and like people where they come from and their club kind of thing. But I reckon if we put in certain rules or certain things, it'd be able to make it work with those clubs, because those are the clubs that I really think should be in the A-League. If a Sydney United's in the A-League, I know the Croatian fan base and all of that, blah, blah, blah. I reckon that's a massive A-League club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just reckon maybe they just need to change a few things, and those kind of clubs would be for me, they'd be in the second division.
So, Claudes,
for sure.
do you think another alternative to that approach would be that we create
more teams?
more teams?
I don't think more teams is the answer,
I'm
because
really-
there's no history behind the small teams. It's just, it's
But
like you're building
Australia,
a family.
generally speaking, Australia's young.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
but
we
I
talk
just-
history, it's different.
every club
There's
with
always that
history, though.
opportunity to start something new, and to not take all of those. There's a lot of stereotype. There's a lot of stigma around those teams.
It's really
Do we start fresh?
It's
I hear that. I hear that. But I just feel like football is history. Like that's what football's built on. Like Manchester United is like, it doesn't care. It doesn't matter if Manchester United finished 12th this season. The club is history. You know what I mean? So it's like that when the club goes back years and years, and it's got a core fan base, like an old guy who's like almost 100 years old but still goes to the games. That kind of feeling for a club is.
Well, it can't happen overnight, can it?
Yeah,
No.
it can't happen overnight, and that's why I don't really agree with these new teams all the time.
But by not putting a Marconi or a Blacktown or a Rydalmere in a B League, are you taking history away from that?
From like,
You're not. That history still exists.
Yeah.
At that level.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's a really tough topic. There's still a lot of places in Australia that don't have an elite football club, so you could make new teams, and I think you could probably make that work. Like if you look at the American system, they've got the MLS, and then they've got the second tier, which there's no promotion relegation.
And there's even the third tier, which I played in.
Big ups, OLANTEKKERS. There you go.
No,
Who was your team there?
Been around. It was a team called West Virginia Chaos, and I played for Peachtree City as well. So yeah,
There you go.
Atlanta, yeah.
But you can. It's also a franchise system there as well. Large Ronaldo, the great Ronaldo owns a team there as well.
To be fair, the Americans are, like you said, the Americans are good at doing that. Because even like this team that went tonight, big up Atlanta United, they brought their club in not too long ago, and their stadium is like,
They nailed the culture, right? The thing is,
there was
right,
a need for it
Western
as well.
Sydney Wanderers, and I give them a shout out because they've stuffed shit up in the last 5 years. But look at them when they came in, they nailed the culture.
Yeah.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
Because look who's in that area, Marconi. Now, Sydney United. Now, would an Italian, actually, would a Serbian that lives next door to a Denza Park ever go to a Sydney United game? Probably not. Because he feels like it's a Croatian club. I
He
can't
doesn't
go
belong
there.
there.
So the Western
I hear
Sydney
that.
Wanderers came in, right? And
I hear that.
we know Western Sydney's where football really it thrives in this city. Western Sydney's come in and just grouped all these people together. And then it's really represented this demographic, which is like, fuck the East.
Yeah, like
Those
the
snobby pricks.
outside. Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
why I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between Western Sydney and someone like Melbourne Heart when they came in. They didn't. I know you love that name, Melbourne Heart.
Such a weird name.
They didn't represent anyone.
Yeah.
So I think there are a lot more communities. You look at your Wollongongs.
Yeah.
You know, can you drop them in
Yeah.
I
into
reckon
the
you
second tier?
could. I reckon.
I think Wollongong Wolves,
Yeah,
as
I
they
reckon.
stand, drop them straight in.
Absolutely.
Like that's a club that I drop in. But
Yeah.
the ethnicity, and this is coming from an Italian. This is coming from someone that grew up. I played at Olympic. I played at Marconi. I played at these clubs, and I
Yeah.
love my time there.
Yeah.
But even I can see that it might not fit top
Yeah.
tier football
Yeah.
for those reasons.
Okay.
I don't know.
I agree. I agree with those points.
Great question.
Yeah.
Can I just add? from
Great
Paul?
question. I feel like that our questions
Yeah,
are
you guys could just run the show if you really wanted to.
Yeah,
to be
like
brilliant.
we might do that next week actually. If you guys want to just come in and sit in and run it, because the questions are fantastic. Ethan Sharpley.
Yeah, the Sharpley.
Ethan says thoughts
like
on Chelsea fans being worse than Liverpool fans when they lose.
honest. Oh, fuck off. What?
You're not exactly giving yourself a good
Nah,
look right
Liverpool
now.
fans are the worst.
Liverpool
Why?
fans are actually the worst.
They're
Why are
actually
we
the
worse?
worst kind of people.
Why? What do we do?
They're just annoying.
You don't think that you're not annoying?
No, I'm not. I don't feel like Chelsea fans. I take it on the chin. I'm like, cool, we'll bounce back. Liverpool fans are like, just
It's always someone else's fault.
yeah. Ref
true.
this, ref that.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp's cussing on the sideline, giving, we didn't have this play, this guy's injured, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's always
I
an
feel like I'm a
excuse.
pretty level-headed Liverpool.
Yeah.
I can objectively comment on things. I'm not always bringing emotion into it,
Mm.
but I'm not speaking for the collective.
What do you think, Claudes? Is she an objective?
I think it's
Liverpool fan?
rubbish from Ethan. We've just gone from a belter question to Ethan. Look,
Don't talk Ethan down.
no. Respect, Ethan. Respect. Look,
Thanks for your question, Ethan.
What I love about this question, Ethan, there are questions and there are questions. You've come in, you've known you're going to touch a nerve with this one, and you've managed 66.6% of the couch is triggered by your question.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to say no. I don't think Chelsea fans are worse than Liverpool fans when it comes to losing, but
Whatever.
someone else might disagree with me. Oli,
Well, it's not a good weekend to test that.
Eh?
We both won.
exactly right. We both won, and we both stole it as well with penalties that shouldn't have been penalties.
Except you're conceding a lot of goals at the moment.
Yeah. It's uncharacteristic. Anyway, we won't talk about that. Oli
It's
Bamba.
uncharacteristic.
Last one. Oli Bamba. Loving the pod. Loving you, Oli. What's your go-to pre-match meal before playing?
Me, a smoothie. And
A smoothie?
yeah, I like a smoothie.
What's
With
in
milk?
the smoothie?
No, like it has got to be like a blueberry, other stuff in it. Good energy.
Okay.
Like protein powder kind of thing?
No, not protein. Like berries, banana, maybe some oranges.
Do you drop some milk in there?
Yeah, milk as well, of course.
And that's sex alright in your stomach?
Chia
You don't shit yourself when you're playing.
All of that in there sometimes.
If I threw milk in my smoothie, ran out, and played 90 minutes,
but I do
I'll be
it. I
shitting
do it
myself.
in that period where like I know that.
What
I
are
know
you?
I know that it's not gonna happen.
Well,
I do it.
Not a
I
huge
do it in the
smoothie
period.
fan.
I give myself enough time. That's my pre-game. Yeah.
How many
smoothie.
hours before the game?
At least like an hour,
Okay.
hour and a half.
oh
Yeah.
God, I could not eat. I can't eat that close to playing. I
Yeah,
get
I'm usually about
sick.
3 hours before.
3
Yes,
hours, wow,
3 or
really?
maybe 4 hours.
Nah.
Eat early.
Sometimes a cheeky banana on the way to the game.
Oh, I hate bananas,
Really?
guys.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Nah.
but I'll usually like have like chicken and pasta is a good mix.
I was gonna say I usually have pasta the night before. Like I have like a
Yeah,
carby
carb
meal
load.
the night before.
Yeah, yeah, and a couple beers the night before.
Yeah, beers aren't too bad.
A
You're
couple
looking
beers,
at me because you want me to say I drink beer,
No,
and I learnt my lesson last time.
It's not wrong with
Apparently, it's a red flag when a girl drinks a beer.
Yeah, it is a little
beers.
bit.
She's sculling beers. I'm not into her.
Nah,
Drinking?
She's tornadoing a beer.
Yeah. Sorry.
Walk the other way.
It's not
Have
for
you
me.
guys done that?
Yeah.
No, I haven't done that.
No.
No.
You
You
snorkel. You
have. Look
snorkel
at
beers, don't
those.
you?
You need to just chill.
You are
definitely
proper
have.
Western suburbs cat. I rate it.
I'm not
I
even
rate
from
it.
the West.
Westie.
You represent the West, and on that
I'll
we're gonna
represent them fine.
on that we're gonna leave it there, guys. We're going a little bit over time, but we're having plenty of fun, and we're hitting the big points here on the Born Offside podcast. We want to say
Wow.
goodbye to all of you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you send your questions in for next week. Any topics you want. Show some love to the YouTube, the Spotify, the Insta, the TikTok. Show
Yes.
some love to these guys' personal accounts. Get Kat to 1,000 TikTok followers, please.
Yeah,
because
guys,
do
I'm
that.
like 7 off.
she's been hovering just under for a while, and it's hurting all of us here.
Go
So
follow
just,
Kat on TikTok.
yeah, get her on 1,000 so that she can go live, and then she'll start a live show. All
Yeah,
right?
sure.
All right.
I'll go live.
From myself, Claudes, Olan, Kat, and the whole team at Born Offside. We'll see you next week.
See you next week,
Bye.
guys.